Taco Tuesday with Tony, by the way, resident OddsJam Golf Pro. That's right. Let's go. Yeah. Heck, it's not every day that you get the chance to talk to a guy who has played the TPC. Okay. Now, I'm just saying, when that happens, you gotta, hats off to you, Tony. That's all I can say. There you go. My hat's off. Good for you. I'm so excited for you. And today, folks, he can barely walk.
Yes.
He played 36 holes. Can you believe it? 36. What are you, nuts? Unbelievable. All right. We are Last Minute Betting, brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Tony is one of our content creators. He comes on the show every week because, one of the reasons he comes on the show, Mike, is because he gives bangers, right?
Absolutely. Even in the chat, he'll give bangers when he's not on the show. So, yeah, definitely giving out bangers steady on Twitter all the time. So make sure you're following Tony. He's always giving every play he's on. And, he's dipping into a little bit of everything, man.
That's right. Now, Tony, I'm going to solo you here. Tell these people what you experienced yesterday.
Yeah, so it was awesome. My buddy works for the PGA Tour, and he's actually leaving for another job. I'm not sure why. I think he's getting paid a lot more money, but we got to play TPC Sawgrass yesterday, and we teed off at Dyes Valley at 10 a.m., and then at the stadium course where the Players' Championship is at 3 p.m. And I wouldn't say I played too great, but I had a couple great holes. And on 17, I actually bogeyed it and didn't hit the water. So one shot off the tee on 17, which was the goal the whole time.
Right.
And, that it was just an awesome day altogether. So I hope one day I'll get to play there again, but I'm not sure I ever will. So I definitely cherished it a bunch yesterday and sent you a bunch of pictures and videos. I hit a huge putt on 16. Where you can see the island on 17 too. So I'll definitely keep those videos forever.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely going to download them and find a way to put them here. And you'll be seeing a pop up every once in a while, my friend.
That'll be fun.
You'll love it. So yeah, that's fantastic. Now, did you break 100?
No. Not gonna lie. I'm right around 100 all the time. I'm usually in the mid to high 90s or the low hundreds, and I hit a 107 on Dyes Valley and a 106 on the stadium course.
Hey, so, you know what? That's pretty darn good. I probably couldn't do better than 120, 130, man.
I parred 3. I parred number 3 on the stadium course, which is a really hard hole. So that was the best hole of the day for me. I parred 3 and then I bogeyed 17. So those were pretty much my 2 best holes, but then a lot of 7s and 8s mixed in there. I'm not going to lie.
Now, the putt you made on 16, what was that for?
I believe that was for a 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't a birdie or a par putt, but it was pretty much my shot of the day. It was going downhill, looking into 17 into the water. And we were the last ones on the course. So there was no one else out there at that time.
Wow.
We finished 18 pretty much at sunset, which was awesome.
Wow.
12 hours of golf. And it was just a crazy day.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations to you. That's fantastic. That's great. Now, very quickly here, let's talk about some of this trade deadline stuff. We've got now Justin Verlander now is with the Astros, back with the Astros. After Max Scherzer went to the Rangers, they're going to have a little dogfight there, boys, in that AL West, huh?
Looking that way. Rangers make that move, and the Astros say, "Okay, we'll match you, Justin Verlander." Veteran pitcher for veteran pitcher. Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight, man. I'm looking forward to that division and seeing who comes out on top, especially after these moves. I really don't know which way I would go right now. If you're asking me who I think wins that division, I don't know. You got to like Houston with the experience they have. But seems to me Hunter Brown hasn't been as great as he has been, so maybe that's part of the reason they went out and grabbed Verlander. But I don't know. I don't know who I like to come out on top in that division now. It's probably going to come down to the wire.
Any other late moves that I missed out on?
Yeah, actually, one of your starters, Jack Flaherty, just went to Baltimore.
Okay,
so that's a pretty big move for them. They needed a starter, and that's exactly what they were looking for. I mean, Tampa needed a starter too, and they traded one of their top prospects, Manzardo, for Aaron Savali on Cleveland as well.
Right.
So a couple big starters going to the AL East. And yeah, that AL West is awesome. I mean, Texas is going all in for it. I mean, spending all their money. I think it's awesome that Houston's bringing back Verlander because Hunter Brown, like you mentioned, is kind of like a mini Verlander. I mean, he looks just like him when he's throwing the ball, and that's what they've kind of compared him to. So I think that'll kind of help him a lot in his development. But I mean, with the Rangers just spending the money they have, if Eovaldi can stay healthy, with those two starters that they just picked up, I kind of like the Rangers this year, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Baltimore needed to go out and get a pitcher. We were talking about that earlier. That was the one team I was waiting on to see what they do with all the moves that have been made. Tampa Bay gets an arm, as you mentioned, in Savali. So a good move for Baltimore. I really think it's a good move. I mean, Flaherty can be a decent arm, and they've already got a rotation that had a pretty good month of July in terms of ERA and things like that. I mean, they were amongst the best through July, but this solidifies that a little bit more. So every single team that we thought was somewhat of a contender in a wide open American League, it doesn't feel like anybody put themselves head and shoulders above. It feels like they all did a little bit of something to strengthen their teams, which to me is going to make for some fun baseball down the stretch here.
Yeah, and they're saying Baltimore, they might do something with Tyler Wells like Miami did with Yuri Perez because he's already gone over his career innings for one season, and he's young. So they might rest Tyler Wells over the next month or so to bring him back in September, who's been their number one starter. So Baltimore definitely with a big pickup there in Flaherty.
Yep.
So, yeah, and they got rid of Prieto,
Wells has been fantastic, hadn't he?
Who's a switch inning shortstop. Looks like he's having a pretty good year in AAA. 6 homers, 49 RBIs, 349 average, 390 BP, and an OPS of 868. And a left-hander by the name of Drew Rom. The Cardinals did not get rid of Drew Carlson. Dylan
Carlson, Bob. Yeah. Tristan, you're right. Cease to the Dodgers. We'll see what happens.
It's actually the trade deadline's over. Cease isn't going anywhere.
Oh, it already ended, didn't? Okay,
5 o'clock Central Time.
Central Time. Crap. Yeah, I was thinking. Yep. Okay. Yep. So it's over.
Paul DeJong from the Cardinals went to Toronto because Bo Bichette went down last night. So that's another big pickup there in the AL East.
Yeah, Cardinals, we'll see what happens.
Cardinals got rid of everybody that was not going to sign with them.
Yeah.
It's really what happened. So,
it's a smart move.
Yeah, be sellers at this point. They may as well. So retool and see what happens next year because they're out of it. No two ways about it. So, we're gonna have some fun baseball to end this season, no doubt about it. Exciting August ahead of us, and then we know September brings us some entertaining baseball as well. So buckle up because we've got a long ways to go, and I still can't tell you in the American League who I like the most. I really think there's 4 or 5 different teams that I think have a legit shot at representing the American League in the World Series. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely for sure. All right. So some different things going on with the our OddsJam website. We now have taken the menu bar and put it on the side. I love it. Now we've done fantasy a little bit different too. So if you don't mind, I'd like to start off, guys, since it's Taco Tuesday. I'd really like to start off with a price picks to let you see what I'm talking about here. As you can see now, instead of having the menu at the top, it's now on a sidebar with that little arrow. And now take a look at what the optimizer looks like. I love the way this looks. I just love it. What I want to do here very, very quickly is I want to try to nail a quick 5-picker that I can add, because this Taco Tuesday pick is now just about over. I got 19 minutes left. Dewana Bauer, over 16.5 points. I'm going to take it. Showing you how this works, folks. I'm going to pass on the UFC fight here and go directly to Erica Wheeler under on her points in the WNBA.
Okay. Yep, I would roll with that.
And let's go to the next one, which is Kayla McBride under on her points, which is 15.
I also noticed that OddsJam's got the bet tracker now on the app, which is huge. So that'll, I think, help a lot more people follow their picks on their phones on the app there, which is great with the new update.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I can never say that name there, so I'll just say Michaela.
That's fair.
We'll take it.
That is fair. Don't attempt it, you know.
Now it's making me want to. Mike, come on, don't do that to me. We'll go under with her. And then we got one baseball play underneath that. Phillies, Suarez, under 17.5 outs.
He doesn't go too deep into games usually.
No. I mean, you know, in order for that to lose, you know, I got to do it this way. In order for that to lose, he would have to complete 6 innings.
Yep.
Now, very quickly, let me
I like that one a lot.
Let me add that right now. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. A Jabari move. Let's reuse the players. Let's delete the top 3 or the bottom 3 picks. And let's just make this a power play, a 2-pick power play here real quick. Put $5 on it. Now we got our entries.
Yeah, let's hope that taco don't screw us, though, because if it screws us all the way.
It's happened before.
Well, it happened. It does, yes.
Now, I got to tell you guys, okay, at the beginning of the year, I didn't think Aaron Judge was going to get hurt. And I did this power play on home runs for the year. Ohtani exceeded his 30.5, but Judge needs to get me 25 homers the rest of the year.
He might get that.
It's a possibility, isn't it?
I love that at the beginning of the season. I love that bet.
Me too. I liked both of them. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I did not think Judge was going to get hurt either. So,
no.
Especially the way he did.
Yeah, exactly. And luckily, they're still alive. So there's still baseball left to be played for them. So if they are going to, here's the good news. If they're going to make an attempt at sneaking in, he's going to have to be a big reason why. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
So check it out, folks. That little arrow right there will allow you to bring the sidebar in, or you can just hover on the sidebar and you can see what you have as you scroll down there. All right. We are going to put together a parlay here real quick. And let's go. And I'm going to start off this parlay with the WNBA. Yes. You didn't think I would, did you?
Oh, you're a WNBA guy. I figured you'd go there, man.
I'm going to go directly to the Dream and the Aces game. The Dream and the Aces, it's a 13.5 point spread. I am going to it's a lot of points, Mike, but the Aces are a dominant team. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Aces on the money line and add that to the parlay right now. And whichever one of you guys wants to go next, you can.
Go for it, Mike.
Yeah, I'll go for it, and I'm gonna go with the first game in Major League Baseball on tonight's slate, the Marlins and the Phillies. And it seems that usually when we go this route, it's went in our favor with these nerfies, the early nerfie in the first game. I've had success with them in these parlays. Let's go to Phillies Marlins for a nerfie. Suarez and Alcantara on the mound, good enough for me for a nerfie. We only need 6 outs. I think we can roll with it. It did, however, the Marlins, I think what they score in the first inning yesterday against them.
I know.
2 runs. But again, we'll see what happens. I'm going to go with the nerfie.
Plus 115 at DraftKings.
Yeah, and it's a plus odds one. And those, like I said, that's what you just never know. All you need is 6 outs. You know what I mean? It's all about getting those 6 outs. So I am riding that one.
Now, let me guess, Tony, you're going to go to a first 5.
Absolutely.
What's up, Jordan?
What's up, Jordan?
All right. And what game are you going in? Let me guess. The Rays.
No, I've actually got a juicy one for you guys tonight. It was a pretty high percentage play on the positive EV page earlier, and looking into it a bit more, I really like it. It's in the Cleveland and Houston game.
Okay.
And it's a great pitching matchup. It's Gavin Williams, one of the best pitching prospects in all of baseball, Cleveland's #1, against Framber Valdez, who is obviously one of Houston's best pitchers as well. But I'm going to go to the first 5 money line here, and we're going to juice up this parlay a bunch, and we're taking the Guardians tonight. And we're going to skip the first 5 run line, which is what I usually go with, because we're going to go for a little bit extra juice, and we're going to go for the Cleveland Guardians first 5 money line, which I got on Bet Rivers at plus 170 earlier.
Okay. All right.
So that just means that they have to be up by one run after 5. And if the game's tied, it pushes.
Wow. There we go. That gives us all right. We'll take it.
I like it.
Now, as you can see there, I hit the bet now. If I wanted to bet that on BetMGM, I would go there directly right now and log in. I'm going to actually add it to my bet tracker right now. So we've got, let's review this. The Las Vegas Aces minus 13.5, and Nerfy in the Phillies and Marlins game, which I got to go bet real quick, and the Guardians first half money line. That is our 3-leg parlay for today. You two can take over for a little bit while I put this all together and also bet the Nerfy in my Caesars account.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the positive EV page here real quick and see what's out here. Scan the markets here, see what we're looking at. And we're going to go ahead, Tony.
I was just going to say, I know real quick, I said the trade deadline was over, but Jeff Passan's still firing off a couple tweets here for some last-second deals. It looks like the Marlins just got Josh Bell from the Guardians for Gene Segura, and the Red Sox got Luis Urias from the Brewers. So maybe Dylan Cease might go somewhere in the next few minutes, and we just haven't heard it yet. So Tristan might be right. The Dodgers are definitely still looking for an arm there. But keep an eye on this trade deadline, because it doesn't look like it's quite over yet with some last-second moves.
Nice. Good information there. So, yeah, definitely paying attention to that, because Dylan Cease going to the Dodgers would be a big move for them. So this first play on Fliff, Oviedo under 5.5 strikeouts. I like this, plus 105 on Fliff. I mean, it's heavily juiced to the over, which you got some books actually juicing the under, yet we're getting plus odds. I'm going to roll with this play for sure on Fliff, put a half a unit on that. So we will go with that for our first play.
I like
definitely
that.
Like these player strikeout props. They are they're ones that I get on quite often. There's a Bryce Miller one. Looks like you could take his over 5.5 at plus 120. I'm going to skip this one. You know what, though? The more I think about it, the more I do like it. I mean, Miller's had a good year.
He's had a great year. Yeah, good young pitcher, and he's pretty good with strikeouts. It's just that the Red Sox are one of the best hitting teams in baseball. So,
yeah,
but at plus money, he only needs 6 strikeouts compared to the rest of the market. That's not too bad.
That's not. I think I'm going to sprinkle on it. I think I'll do that 25 instead of putting a half a unit on it just to play it safe because you're right. I mean, Boston definitely a good offensive team, and they worry me. Any nerfies with Boston in it worries me because that top of the order can be tough.
Oh yeah, they're one of the hottest teams in baseball. I think they went 16-5 in July or something like that. So they're still, I believe, trying to win it this year as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep, trying to sneak in, and they're right on the outside of that wild card in that wild card race. So we will see what happens there. That's going to probably do me for right now. Looking through here, we got I'm not on hot streak. But yeah, I think that's all I'm going to roll with. I did see that Peralta play, and again, that was on hot streak, wasn't it? What was the play? Let me see if I can find. Okay, the Bello over 17.5 outs on Fliff. Definitely one I would probably sprinkle.
Great pitching matchup there.
Very good pitching matchup. And maybe that's a game you look at a nerfy on, but it just worries me with Boston. I've not had a lot of success with them.
Yeah, it worries me with Boston and just two young pitchers. They could have a little bit of early game jitters, but then kind of get dialed in sort of later in the game. So
right.
I definitely like those positive EV plays there better than the nerfy.
I do too. So we'll sprinkle Bello on Fliff. We'll put 25 on that, and we'll call it quits for now. And that will get us dialed in. But I am going to hit that Phillies Marlins nerfy. Again, not one that you're just absolutely crazy about, but sometimes those are the ones that end up coming through, and it's plus odds. So it's like, okay, let's go. 6 outs. I'm going to take it. I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with it.
Love Sandy on the bump.
I do too. And I think Suarez will do good enough. I mean, the Marlins did have a big first inning, couple of runs yesterday, and that was with Walker on the mound for Philadelphia. But hey, that happens time to time, So we'll see what happens.
I'm just trying to get this to send, Mike, and you'll have it.
Good. And Suarez can, he can strike some guys out. Not a big strikeout pitcher necessarily, but definitely has some good stuff and can strike some guys out, So let's roll with it. But
hey, we've got NFL football this week, fellas.
We do.
Exactly. But before we get to that, just hang on. I got to talk to you about something. Both of you. What's going on with the women's soccer team? A nothing tie after having a 1-1 tie in the game before and a game that they were heavily favored last night. Heavily favored. As a matter of fact, they were minus 350 on the money line. And you know what? The favorite going into this tournament, they barely made it into the knockout round. And if you saw, was it in the last minute of the game, Portugal hit the outside of the post. They almost lost.
Yeah, they're
lucky. Women in trouble?
I'm not sure if the women are in trouble. I think this might be a little bit of a wake-up call for them, but definitely not finishing first in your group stage is pretty disappointing. But luckily it was just a group stage, and luckily that post was there last night or early this morning. So all you got to do is squeak by in the group stage, and they did that. So hopefully the odds get a little bit better for the women, because I still like them in this tournament.
Okay. All right. I hope you're right. And by the way, Tony, speaking of tournaments,
this is $25, right, Bob?
Yes. Okay. $25. We have a golf tournament coming up that we're going to have to get in on here.
Yes.
And is this the last tournament before the FedEx playoffs?
Yes, this is the last tournament of the year, pretty much. We do have a fall season this year, which is awesome. For the first time ever now, the PGA Tour has a bunch of fall events, which will be great. But this is the last one. So a couple storylines. Justin Thomas pretty much needs to win outright to make the Ryder Cup. And even then, he still might not have that great of a season. And then I believe it's something like the top 50 get to go top 50 in the rankings automatically. Move on to the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Is it 50 or 70?
I thought it was. You might be right. I think it is 70. You might be right. I think it is 71, 70 or 71, actually. Yeah. So they're definitely going to be fighting for positions this final week here, and we got the Wyndham. So it'll be fun. I've already got my eyes on a couple golfers, but I'll have to do a bit more here, and then Bob and I will get them out to you by tomorrow night on last minute betting, so you can put them in before Thursday morning's tee times.
Exactly. I'm looking. I think it's top 70.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure it is 70.
Yeah. Last 5 in are the players ranked 66th to 70th. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And Justin Thomas, by the way, we're talking about making the Ryder Cup. You know, he could always be a captain's pick. That very well could happen.
That's right.
I don't know. We'll have to see. You know, that's pretty passionate tournament, but it's going to be a lot different now. The live golfers, they're not going to be a part of that. So you've got Sergio is not going to be there, and people like that not going to be in this. Koepka won't be there. DeChambeau won't be there. It's going to change the Ryder Cup. It'll be interesting as we go on down the road here. All right, so we've got that in. Let's talk a little NFL football. Mike and I talked about Aaron Rodgers spouting off, Coach Rodgers defending his coach. But, we know the Jets are hard knocks. Hard knocks has always been a bad omen for a team in the NFL. As a matter of fact, has a hard knocks team even made the playoffs yet? I don't think they have they?
I think so. I can't remember. Did the Rams win the Super Bowl the year they were? I can't remember. I honestly quit paying attention to the hard knocks stuff.
Yeah. I stopped watching Hard Knocks, but I love preseason football. So we've got some lines for Thursday night already, and it looks like you can get the Jets at plus 100 on the money line at Caesars is the best line that I'm seeing, and you can get the Browns at plus 110 on the money line at Bet365. So if you're looking for some football action, we've got the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night, and we might see Rodgers and Deshaun Watson for at least a series or two.
Okay. That'd be all right. That would be all right.
Especially with one less preseason game now, Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, only 3 preseason games. It looks like right now Jets favored, as I'm looking at Pinnacle, has them at minus 118 right now. And it looks like minus 121 on Bet Rivers is the best I can get them in Illinois. And the Browns at plus 110 on Caesars.
Yep.
So, yeah. I like to check out the totals on these games. 33.5 is the number. First preseason game, guys.
Go on under.
Okay. Under. Mike, what about you?
I would lean towards the under.
All right. I'm under too. All right. Well, you know what? We ought to bet that. We should just bet it right now.
Official play under 33.5.
Yeah. It's the official play of last minute betting. There you go.
First football pick of the year, baby.
There you go. Let's do it.
I'll roll with the under.
All right. We're gonna do that now. All right, Tony, you got any other hot ticks for tonight before we go?
I like a couple first fives here. Ryu's making his season debut for Toronto, and Bradish is on the mound for Baltimore, and you can get Baltimore at first five plus a half. Obviously, when you're getting the better team with the better record, the odds aren't great. So I got it at minus 140, but that just means that the game can be tied and that bet cashes. I also do like the Sox and Bayo on the mound at plus a half at minus 148. I got him at earlier, and those are the three first fives that I like a lot. Cleveland on the money line, Orioles plus a half, and Red Sox plus a half.
Okay. Of course. I should know when he says Sox. He's talking Red Sox, not White Sox.
Do White Sox fans call them the Sox?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Sure. I do. I'm on the over in Baltimore-Toronto game. Okay.
All right.
That's Jordan on that. All right.
Could roll with that for sure.
I can dig that. There was a positive EV this morning on the under 9.5 in the Houston game, which I like a lot. Matter of fact, I went ahead and went 9.5, 9 and 8.5.
Yeah, I like the under there. As Tony pointed out, pretty good pitching matchup here. So I think we could expect to see some lower scoring. And if that is the case, where it is lower scoring, even more reason to love our Guardians pick, because they're not exactly a dynamite offensive team. I mean, they're scrappy. They don't strike out a ton. They give good at bats, but I'll take that for sure.
Yep, I agree. All right. Good enough, guys. The only thing I can tell you is Tony and I will have golf picks out tomorrow. Mike and I will be back tomorrow evening. I'll be back tomorrow morning if I can get my butt out of bed. I'm getting old, man, Sometimes you want to sleep in. All right. You guys have a great night. Tony, thanks for joining us. Taco Tuesday with Tony. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go make some chicken tacos. Peace.